It's a tried and true axiom in business that media coverage can be good for the bottom line. But our expert today says too many businesses don't make the most of opportunities for media coverage to capture new customers. She's here, Geeta July. Her website, Baby Got Booked, teaches business leaders how to better leverage beneficial PR. And she's here today with tips on how to turn media coverage into real money. Geeta, welcome back to Washington Business Report. I love that you also include in these tutorials some of the very basics. So you say, once you get the media, start with the basics, get a copy of what you've done.
Right.
I'm so glad you say this because I can't tell you the number of guests who want to use appearances on this show to leverage business, but then call us after the fact asking for dubs and other things like that.
I know. And you set it up so that it costs them thousands of dollars to do because you want to discourage that.
Well, we don't even do it. Our technology is different than the technology they use at home. We have to send them to a third party when all they had to have done was set up in advance
hit record,
a way to record on the DVR. They don't do that.
Yeah.
And then they aren't even sure what to do with the links and things like that. So first and foremost, you say, cover the basics.
Absolutely.
Get the coverage.
Whether I'm speaking at conventions, whether I'm coaching clients one-on-one, or they're taking my online course, Baby Got Booked, this is where people drop the ball the most. It's Captain Obvious, and nobody does it, right? So go grab a copy, scan it, make sure you have it in a Dropbox, some kind of central folder in your business, record your radio, your video. People have this idea, this fallacy that because of the internet, what's on the internet today is going to be on the internet
That
forever.
was the other thing I was going to say. When our show moved from News Channel 8 to ABC 7, our website went away. Many of those links went away, but people had never made their own copies. Again, they came to us in droves. But you say once you've got it, it's important to disseminate it because you can't assume that all the right people saw it. What are some of the key ways to disseminate that coverage?
So the really obvious one, if you're a brick and mortar business, is to make sure that you have wall art with you on television or in the newspaper, and you have a nice quote blown up that either says how you serve your clients or where if the anchor says something nice about you. But the other ways are you put links in your email signature, so everybody that you ever email has a way to interact with you as a media expert.
One of our favorite guests still keeps getting hits for appearances that he did months ago. It's because it's in his Twitter profile. He didn't just tweet it. It's actually in his profile, and it works. It gets hits again and again.
LinkedIn, same thing.
You say in the same way that when we walk into a retail store and they'll say, as seen in Glamour magazine, with a picture of whatever it is they're selling that was in Glamour magazine, do the same with your own branding.
And it makes you feel good to have walked in and chosen that shop to shop at because they're like, well, if Glamour magazine says they're good, right? It just makes customers feel good. And then I really encourage people to set up a system that then takes that a little bit further so that you're creating a nurturing relationship with people who are just potential clients at this point. And I think that's the big mistake that people make with the media is that they think, well, I've been on TV, I should be famous yesterday. Like, why is the phone not ringing?
Trust me, it doesn't happen. So what are some of the ways to actively disseminate this information to make sure that you get more eyeballs?
Okay, so here's a ninja tip. And if you don't mind, I'm going to actually demonstrate how this does. Okay, so we've talked a lot about leveraging the media. So what you want to be doing is following. If you're doing a media interview, you want to be following the subject that you've been talking about and then offering something for free. So if people were to go to babygotbooked.com, you can download a guide that I have for free that you can get just by giving me your email address. And it's 5 tips that you can use with a few minutes worth of work that will land you local, national, and international coverage. This is what my students are using it for. This is what I've used it for.
It works. One of the clients you were advising wasn't getting enough coverage for her business. You delved a little bit deeper into her own personal story, and you ended up pitching her to media organizations as a story about how to start your own business while you're in college.
Exactly.
It wasn't what the business itself was about, but that media coverage.
Now she's a local hero.
Got lots of coverage for the business.
Exactly.
So look for every story angle and then get out there and actively contact people and let them know your story.
I'm going to do it again. Okay, so I have a podcast, Baby Got Booked, the podcast, where I interview people, including
like our executive producer, Tracy Madigan.
Exactly.
She was sharing her expertise on how you get on shows like this.
Exactly. And so you can just, so I've just done it. I've just told people how to find me. So now what they're going to do is they're going to give me their email address. So I'm building my list that allows me to send them valuable content, and grow that relationship so that it's kind of like dating, right? I want to date them. They want to date me a few times before I pop the question.
It was the whole idea behind Amazon Prime, and yet you didn't sell us as many junkers as I think they sold on Amazon Prime Day. As much as I like Amazon, there were no no good deals. Lots of good tips today. Geeta, thanks so much for joining us on
My
Washington Business
pleasure.
Report.